If you're reading this, dear Taurus, know that it is no coincidence. The energies that brought your eyes to this message are guided by more than chance. They are woven into the rhythm of your soul's evolution. The winds of May 2025 carry sacred whispers for you as the heavens align to ignite a transformation you've long postponed. You have endured in silence, Taurus. You've walked with your head high, even when your heart was heavy with quiet storms. But the time for endurance is ending. Now begins the time of emergence. There is a stirring deep within you, an old ache that has shifted from pain into pressure. And that pressure, beloved, is creation in disguise. You are not breaking, you are blooming. Before we go deeper, I invite you to take a moment. If this message is already resonating with something unspoken inside you, consider subscribing to this space and leaving a comment below. Your presence here isn't by chance, and your voice matters more than you know. This May, the sky itself becomes your mirror. On May 12th, the full flower moon in Scorpio rises like a silver flame, illuminating the forgotten corners of your emotional world. Scorpio, keeper of secrets and rebirth, digs into your roots, exposing truths you've buried under years of loyalty and stillness. You may feel raw, stripped bare by memories and feelings that surge up without warning. Do not fear this. It is sacred purging. You are not losing control. You are gaining your soul. And just before this lunar unveiling, Pluto turned retrograde in Aquarius on May 4th, demanding a reckoning with your inner structures. The people, beliefs, and routines you once clung to may now feel foreign, even suffocating. This retrograde is a divine invitation to go inward, not to retreat, but to realign, to sift through the rubble of the past and decide what deserves a place in your future. Not everything, or everyone, does. Then the ground steadies. Mercury enters your sign on May 10th, bringing with it clarity like morning light after a long night. Suddenly the fog lifts. Words come easier. You begin to hear your own voice again, the true one, not the one shaped by others' expectations. This is the moment to speak, to write, to express what has been imprisoned in silence. Your throat chakra awakens. Use it with reverence. But the cosmos has no intention of letting you settle just yet. On May 17th, the Sun conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, jolting you out of any illusions of control. Something unexpected will arrive, a change, a message, a realization, and it will not be subtle. You might feel exposed, pushed beyond your limits, yet what feels like chaos is divine choreography. Uranus clears the path that your stubbornness refused to abandon. What leaves your life now was never meant to remain in the next chapter. And then, almost like a drumbeat signaling the call to arms, Saturn enters Aries on May 24th. A new cycle of discipline and internal leadership begins. This is not the time to wait for signs. This is the time to become one. Saturn, the master of structure, whispers, "No more delay. Your time is now." You will feel the call to define boundaries, to root your desires in action, and to stop seeking validation where only resistance resides. And yet, in the stillness between these astrological movements, a deeper truth is emerging. Your soul, Taurus, is not just tired, it is wise. You have carried burdens that were never yours. You've poured your love into vessels that could not hold it. You've been the sanctuary for others while forgetting how to come home to yourself, but not anymore. This month begins the unraveling of an identity built on pleasing others and enduring pain. It's time to reclaim your energy, your presence, your worth. Pay attention to your body in the coming days. That unexplained fatigue, those vivid dreams, the sudden emotional waves, they are symptoms of release, of recalibration. The energies around you are shifting because you are shifting. The storm that once threatened to drown you is now dissolving, not by force, but because you have risen above its frequency. Someone near you has long wished to keep you small. Their smile may feel hollow, their presence draining. Trust your intuition. You are not imagining the tension. Your light has always made others uncomfortable, not because it is too much, but because it reveals what they refuse to confront in themselves. Let them be. You are not here to dim, you are here to shine. The path ahead is not without pain, but pain is no longer your enemy. It is your teacher. It has refined you, carved you, polished the edges of your soul. You are not who you were even 3 months ago. Something ancient in you has stirred awake, something unshakable, and now a sacred truth. Everything that broke you was part of your initiation. Every betrayal, every silence, every exit, they all serve to bring you back to your power. Not the kind of power that conquers, but the kind that stands calm in the storm and says, I remember who I am. You are entering a season of rebirth, not as a victim, but as a visionary. And this, dear Taurus, is only the beginning. You are walking through an invisible doorway now, Taurus, one that exists not in space, but in time, in truth, in spirit. With every breath, you step further away from who you once were and closer to the essence you've always carried within, but were too loyal, too patient, too cautious to reveal. This is the space between stories, and it's sacred. In this liminal state, where the past no longer fits and the future hasn't yet revealed its full form, it is easy to feel untethered, like drifting in a sea with no shore in sight. But this, beloved, is not confusion. It's clarity shedding its old skin. What you're experiencing is the soul's deep rearrangement, the heart reconfiguring its compass toward joy, the body remembering how to feel safe within itself. And it's happening whether you feel ready or not, because the soul doesn't wait for comfort. It moves with divine timing, and yours, Taurus, has arrived. There is a reason you've felt fatigued, even when you sleep. A reason your dreams have turned vivid, your memories more raw, your thoughts more urgent. The past is not haunting you. It is releasing itself. It is asking you to stop carrying it like a badge of shame or pride. Let it melt, let it teach, and then let it go. As Mercury journeys through your sign this May, you are gifted the rare opportunity to reframe your entire story, to rewrite not only how you speak to others, but how you speak to yourself. Are your thoughts gentle? Are they loyal to your truth, or merely echoes of what others once told you to believe? This is where the real magic begins. Not in the grand manifestations, but in the daily reclamation of your mind. On a deeper level, Uranus in your sign continues to stir the ground beneath your feet. You've likely noticed how fast things change lately, how what you thought was permanent now crumbles with a single breath. But Uranus is not here to punish. It is the cosmic liberator, shaking you free from illusions you mistook for stability. And Taurus, you have clung to many illusions in the name of love, in the name of loyalty. You've sacrificed your light to keep others comfortable, but the cost has been too high. No more. This season is about radical release, not just of people or jobs or outdated dreams, but of identities, roles, masks. You no longer need to play the strong one, the silent one, the one who holds it all together while unraveling in private. It is time to soften without shame, to ask for what you need without guilt, to grieve the versions of yourself that kept you safe, but not free. This is soul-level healing. You may find yourself pulled toward nature, craving silence, stillness, earth. Listen to that. Your element, earth, is not just your grounding, it is your mirror. Go barefoot, dig your hands into soil, lay beneath the sky. These acts are not aesthetic, they are ancestral. Your body remembers, your soul remembers. There is ancient strength in you, Taurus. A strength that comes not from pushing through, but from staying rooted when the winds howl. And now those winds are shifting in your favor. As Saturn settles into fiery Aries later this month, you may feel a surge of ambition, but with it, the pressure to prove yourself. Pause here. Ask yourself, am I building from love or fear? Am I acting from expansion or insecurity? Saturn will reward you only if your actions come from your truth, not your wounds. You will notice people drifting from your life, not because they failed you, but because your frequency no longer matches. Don't chase, don't explain, let it happen. They were chapters. You are the whole story. But do not mistake this pruning for punishment. It is preparation. The universe does not empty your hands unless it is ready to place something greater in them. And Taurus, your hands are being prepared. You are being prepared. There is love coming, the kind you don't have to shrink for, the kind that recognizes your strength and soothes your softness. It may be someone new or someone familiar returning with a healed heart. But more than romantic love, you are calling in sacred partnership. With others, yes, but also with yourself. This love will not complete you, it will reflect you. But first, you must fall back in love with your own presence, with your own rhythms, with the quiet way you care and create and carry the world in your arms without asking for credit. You are being asked to finally become the sanctuary you've always been for others, to come home to yourself, not as a final act, but as the first sacred step into everything your soul has been asking for. Everything is shifting now, but you are not being undone. You are being revealed. There comes a moment, Taurus, when silence no longer protects, it confines. When loyalty no longer nourishes, it depletes. You've arrived at that crossroads now, and though your nature urges you to hold on a little longer, to wait until the ground feels more certain, the universe is urging you to do something radical for your sign. Let go before you're ready, because readiness, in truth, is a myth of the mind. The soul doesn't wait. It moves in tides, and your tide has turned. You've been taught that strength means stability, that love means endurance, that success means safety. But what if strength is softening? What if love is releasing? What if success is becoming? What if all the definitions you live by were never yours to begin with? This season is not simply asking for changes in your outer world. It is demanding a rewrite of your soul contract, the agreement you made with yourself about how you're allowed to exist. And Taurus, you are no longer permitted to exist in halves. You are no longer available for what shrinks you. Take a breath and feel that truth settle in your body. Yes, your body, because your intuition lives in your chest, your stomach, your skin. You've been feeling things before they make sense, feeling drained around certain people, uneasy in familiar places, tense when doing what you used to love. If you're still with me, Taurus, that means your soul is listening. Don't walk this path alone. Subscribe to the channel and share in the comments what part of this message stirred something within you. Your journey could illuminate someone else's. This is not weakness. This is your system recalibrating, your spirit protecting you, your body speaking truths your mind still resists. Don't dismiss the signs. Don't gaslight your own knowing. If something feels off, it is. If someone's energy feels wrong, it is. Your gift as a Taurus is your grounded intuition, a radar so finely tuned it picks up shifts others can't name. Trust it now, more than ever. In the coming days, synchronicities will begin to line your path. A name you haven't heard in years suddenly reappears. A dream reveals a long-buried truth. A conversation sparks a sense of déjà vu. These are not accidents, these are soul breadcrumbs. Follow them. They are leading you somewhere new, and yet somewhere deeply familiar, a version of life where you don't abandon your essence to fit into spaces too small for your spirit, a reality where your softness is not a liability, but a language, where your dreams are no longer postponed, but prioritized. You may be tempted to shrink in the face of this expansion, to retreat into routines that feel safe, even if they feel lifeless. But listen closely. That sense of being tired is not from doing too much, it's from resisting your becoming. There is a deep inner fire awakening within you now, not loud, not chaotic, but steady, elemental. It's the fire of sacred rage, of rightful reclamation, of soul-sourced sovereignty. It burns not to destroy, but to purify, to make space. And that space is already being filled. New connections are arriving. Unexpected opportunities, invitations that feel both thrilling and terrifying. This is not coincidence. This is your frequency changing, attracting what matches your healed self, not your wounded one. But with this shift comes a spiritual test. The past will knock again, not to stay, but to tempt. Ghosts wrapped in new words, old habits in prettier clothes. Don't be fooled. This is the final exam before your rebirth. The universe asking, are you sure you're ready to live the life you've been praying for? Your answer cannot be verbal. It must be vibrational. Choose differently, move differently. Say no when once you said yes. Walk away when once you stayed. Love yourself in the places where you were once most desperate to be loved by another. This is the sacred self-initiation. The moment the caterpillar realizes it can no longer remain in the cocoon, not because it hates the dark, but because its wings are ready to remember the wind. And Taurus, your wings are wide. They're just waiting for you to stretch them. So here's the truth. You are not lost. You are being rerouted. You are not broken. You are becoming. And the pain, that was the doorway. Soon you'll look back on this chapter not with regret, but with reverence. Because it was here, in the unraveling, that you remembered who you truly are. Now you stand at the threshold, Taurus. One foot still in the life you've outgrown, the other hesitating before the life that awaits you. This in-between space is uncomfortable, even cruel at times. It asks everything of you while giving no clear guarantees. It demands trust when all you've known is control. But this is where your transformation finds its voice. This is where your soul becomes sovereign. You're not just shedding beliefs, you're dissolving timelines. You're collapsing old identities stitched together by the need to be accepted, loved, or chosen. What's left is your essence, untamed, unfiltered, unafraid. This, beloved Taurus, is your resurrection. It won't be pretty every day. It won't always feel empowering. Some mornings you'll wake up missing what once felt familiar, even if it hurt you. Some nights you'll long for the comfort of a cage because freedom can feel unbearably vast at first. But each time you choose your truth over your fear, something divine recalibrates. Each time you choose presence over performance, the cosmos takes note. And the universe, especially now, is watching. As Jupiter continues its journey through your sign, it's expanding not just your outer world, but your capacity to receive. And that is perhaps the hardest part, allowing. Taurus, you are excellent at giving, at holding, at building. But receiving requires surrender, softness, vulnerability, and those are muscles you've only now begun to stretch. But what's coming cannot be forced. It must be received. This includes wealth, yes, financial, but also emotional, spiritual, energetic. The blocks around your abundance aren't laziness or lack of talent. They're inherited beliefs, emotional debts, ancestral vows. This month, those contracts are being rewritten. You are stepping into prosperity not because you hustled for it, but because you remembered you're worthy of it. And worthiness is your new foundation. No longer will you bend to fit into rooms too narrow for your vision. No longer will you settle for love that asks you to shrink, or work that asks you to trade your soul for stability. Those days are dissolving with every breath you take, and in their place, something miraculous is unfolding. New guides are appearing. Whether in the form of people, messages, or inner revelations, support is aligning all around you. You are not alone, though you may feel it at times. The silence you're walking through is not abandonment, it's initiation. The divine is speaking, not through noise, but through nudges, instincts, synchronicities, dreams. Pay attention to what repeats, to what your heart leans toward, even when your mind resists. These are the signposts of your becoming. You may be called to return to something you once loved, a passion, a project, a path you left behind when the world told you to be practical. That call is real. Honor it. That creative spark is not frivolous. It's holy. It is your compass back to joy. And yes, some days joy will feel distant. Some days the pain will rise again, not to hurt you, but to test your resolve. When that happens, return to your breath, your body, the earth beneath your feet. You are a Taurus. You are made of root and rock and rhythm. The storm may bend you, but it will never break you. In fact, the more you're bent, the more you bloom. Relationships will shift now, some deepening, others dissolving. Let both occur without resistance. Those who cannot meet you where you are not wrong. They are simply not meant to walk this next stretch of your journey. Let them go with grace. Call your energy back from every space you abandoned yourself to be accepted. This is the reweaving of your sovereignty. You don't need to prove your value to anyone. You don't need to perform wholeness to be loved. You don't need to delay your joy until others are comfortable with your light. It's time to reclaim your seat at the table of your own life. And as May nears its close and Saturn settles deeper into Aries, there will be a collective shift in the tone of your days. You'll begin to feel called to act, not from pressure, but from purpose. Not from anxiety, but alignment. Trust this pace. It's not slow, it's sacred. Let your life become a ceremony. Let your choices be prayers. And above all, let this be the season you come home to yourself. And now, Taurus, here you are. After all the storms, after all the nights spent clutching your own chest, whispering silent prayers the world never heard, after carrying everyone else while your own bones ached for rest, you are still here, but you are no longer who you were. And that, beloved, is your miracle. What rises now is not just the new you, it's the real you. The you who no longer apologizes for needing space. The you who no longer confuses self-abandonment with love. The you who finally sees your sensitivity not as a weakness, but as your most divine compass. The world around you will notice this shift. Some will celebrate it, others will resist. Let them. You are no longer here to be understood by everyone, only to be true to yourself. And the more you honor that truth, the more life will honor you in return. The path ahead won't be paved with certainty, but it will be rich with alignment. You will still have questions. You will still feel fear. But you will also feel something else. Peace. A peace that comes not from having all the answers, but from no longer betraying yourself. That is the new foundation. That is the temple you are building with your choices. Now, with every breath, you call back your power. From the people who couldn't hold your love, from the rooms where you dimmed your light, from the versions of yourself you created just to survive. You are not surviving anymore. You are blooming. And the universe, dear Taurus, has taken notice. The full moon has blessed your breaking. Saturn has forged your spine in fire. Mercury has returned your voice. Jupiter has cleared the path. Now it is your turn to walk it. Not rushed, not fearful, but rooted. Because now you no longer beg for what you know you deserve. Now you no longer confuse crumbs with connection. Now you no longer build shrines in hearts that could never hold you. This is your sacred season. Money flows not because you chased it, but because you aligned with your worth. Love returns or arrives, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. Peace surrounds you not because life grew easier, but because you grew deeper. You no longer fear solitude. You no longer seek permission. You are the author now, the guardian, the flame. So walk forward, Taurus, with your feet in the soil and your eyes on the stars. Let the old fall, let the new rise. Let your life be the prayer that your ancestors whispered on their darkest nights. And let every step you take from here on be a declaration. I choose me, I choose light, I choose truth, and I choose it now. If you're still with me, Taurus, that means your soul is listening. Don't walk this path alone. Subscribe to the channel and share in the comments what part of this message stirred something within you. Your journey could illuminate someone else's.